The ribbon slid off the box too easily. My father-in-law leaned back in his chair, his lips twisted into the kind of smile men wear when they believe they've already won. Inside, divorce papers. "Since you couldn't provide us with an heir," he announced smugly, "here, take this anniversary gift." I looked to my husband. His jaw tightened. His face turned away. Coward. And then, like an actress entering stage left, his mother paraded a girl into the room. 25, fresh, nervous, but coached. "Meet his new wife," she said. Silence fell heavy. I didn't argue, didn't scream. My hand barely trembled as I signed. The pen carved my name, but not my defeat. Because they had forgotten something. I never walk into a room without an exit planned, and I never walk away empty-handed. Back then, I met Daniel when I was 23. He said I was his calm in a storm. I believed him. He wrote me poems once, on napkins, in margins of books. He promised a life built on love, not legacy. But then came his family. Wealthy, traditional, obsessed with bloodlines. A dynasty that needed heirs. I was tested, measured, found wanting. Every holiday, whispers grew louder. "When will you give us a grandson?" Daniel never defended me. He just lowered his gaze and let me absorb the blows. Love, I realized, had become compliance. The cracks, I first noticed the perfume. Not mine, too sweet, too young. Then his late nights, his sudden interest in work dinners. The final nail came wrapped in carelessness. A receipt tucked into his jacket pocket. Hotel, champagne, 2 dinners, 1 room. I held the slip of paper in my hand and felt something die. Not love, it had rotted long before. What died was hesitation. I knew then I wouldn't cry, I wouldn't beg. I would wait, and when the curtain rose, I would deliver my performance. The plan, I started small. Copies of documents, bank transfers, business ledgers. His father's empire wasn't built clean. It thrived on bribes, tax evasion, shell companies hidden in places they thought no one could reach. But I could. My best friend, Clara, a lawyer with sharper instincts than any predator, became my quiet ally. I fed her scraps, receipts, contracts, whispers from overheard calls. She assembled them into a weapon. All I had to do was keep smiling, keep cooking dinners, keep playing the dutiful wife while the noose tightened. The anniversary, the day they staged my humiliation, they believed I was cornered. The oak dining table gleamed, candles flickered, wine bled into crystal. They laid their trap, expecting me to collapse under shame. Instead, I signed the divorce papers with the calm of a surgeon making an incision. And then Clara, who had been sitting quietly beside me like an afterthought, opened her purse. She slid an envelope across the table. "To you," she said softly, addressing his father. He frowned, unfolded the papers inside. I watched the color drain from his face. Tax fraud, offshore accounts, bribery trails that linked directly to him. Enough to dismantle everything he had built. Piece of rotten piece. His hand shook. His knife's fork clattered against porcelain. Daniel finally looked at me then, really looked, and for the first time he understood I had not been silent out of weakness. The downfall. Within weeks, the empire crumbled. Investigations, frozen assets, headlines splashed across newspapers. Respected businessman faces federal charges. Daniel's new wife vanished. No inheritance, no fortune, just the taste of ashes on her tongue. His parents, once untouchable, found themselves cornered by the very system they had manipulated for decades. And me? I walked away with everything legally mine. Half the estate. Properties they never thought I'd claim. My name on deeds they had laughed at me for signing years ago. Daniel tried to reach me once. A message left on my phone. His voice cracked with regret. I deleted it before it ended. Reflection. People think revenge is fire, wild, uncontrollable. They're wrong. Revenge is ice. Controlled, patient. It freezes your enemy in place until they can't move, can't breathe, can't escape. That night at the table, when I signed those papers, they believed they were discarding me. What they didn't realize was this: I had already discarded them. They gave me an anniversary gift meant to end me. Instead, I returned one that ended them. Now, when I stand in front of the mirror, I don't see the woman they called barren. I see the woman who outlived their dynasty. And that is a legacy greater than any heir.